Hey, what's going on, gang? Good afternoon. Hi there. Greetings. Welcome. Thanks for being here. What a glorious day to be alive. Hey, my name's Alan Cox. Thanks for being here. Say hi to Bill Squire. He's right over there.
Yo, creepy hugs.
Poundcake's back in Studio G.
Afternoon, white people.
Mary Santora is out. If you would like to join us, that's the three of us, please feel free. We will have some feminine energy here a little bit later on. A comedian, Julia Mary, is going to join us. She will be your leggy and vivacious, I can only assume, we've never met, but I'll be working with her tomorrow night for the Cleveland Funny Bus. I hope you've gotten your tickets, because I think they're gone if you didn't get them. We're doing an Alan Cox Show night in the Cleveland Funny Bus for the next handful of Wednesdays. And they have a variety of comedians who will show us around town and teach us things. And, man, I'm looking forward to it. And, of course, I'll be your host tomorrow night.
Yeah, Julia's very fun, very funny. She's been on my shows at High and Dry a bunch, and she's a lot of energy. So get ready for that.
Well, that's what you want.
Yeah. Oh, you're going to get it.
It's not the...
Get what you want.
It's not the... It's not the mediocre bus.
It's not the sleepy bus.
It's not the sleepy bus. It's a funny bus. So that'll be tomorrow night. But go to funnybus.net because I will have some passes for you next week. But they go quickly, and you should get them. We leave from Collision Bend in the Flats, and I'm just very excited to start this up tomorrow night. So we'll meet her a little bit later on. If you would like to join us, 216-578-1007 or 800-348-1007. 35192 to send me a text. You cannot attach pictures, by the way. I notice a lot of people doing this, and there's no way that you would know that, but for people who send me photos or things, attachments by text, those will not come up. It's quite literally text only. So just to save yourself some time and save whatever hassle therein might be. If you want to leave us messages in the iHeartRadio app, you can get us there. A little talkback button. How else can people get us? They can email us. It's a brave new world of communication, for as much as people, it's an odd situation these times in which we live now, where the means of communication have never been more myriad, but the ways that people want to communicate seem to be getting less and less. The more availability you have to people, the more people feel overwhelmed. And it seems the less likely maybe that they want to interact with people. And I fully understand that. My daughter had a soccer game last night, and we are off a little early last night. We're off a little early tonight because there's a Guardians game shortly after 6 o'clock. So it worked out perfectly for me because my daughter's soccer game started at 6:30. So I was able to get out of here, get to her soccer game. And, and I didn't insert myself into the proceedings. Gwen is one of the coaches. And so I didn't insert myself into the proceedings. I quietly walked up and I stood there and watch the game because they're all doing their thing. And it was quite some time before either my child or my wife realized that I was there. And that was fine. I don't need to walk in there. Hey, I'm not that guy, right? But I have to say, it was the first game where I saw a sports dad. There was a guy who was really, when kids get older, you see this a lot, right? Where they're like, hey, Trevor! What are you doing out there? That kind of thing, right? Yelling. This guy, I don't want to oversell it. He wasn't doing that. This is first grade girls soccer, okay? He wasn't doing that, but most people don't really yell out much of anything. They're just, the expectations are low.
Was he out of shape?
Well, he was sitting down, so I don't know, but he was there with his wife, and his daughter is on my daughter's team. And I don't know him. And again, he wasn't being obnoxious. It was just that usually nobody's yelling out, but he was clearly...
Because they're 7-year-olds.
He was getting verbally frustrated with his daughter, and so I was like, my initial reaction was, is this going to go somewhere? Is he ratcheting? Because I hadn't seen him at any of the other games. Doesn't mean he wasn't there. Just means I didn't notice him if he was. Is he going to ratchet this up? So that's what I was most excited for. Because if you know my wife, she's one of the coaches, and she'd be in there throwing bows if things got rough. But you don't want to do that, obviously, in front of first grade girls soccer. And as it turned out, it didn't get to be a thing, but it was kind of so out of character for what that crowd usually is that it really caught my ear. And his kid was, you have one or two kids that are amazing. A lot of other kids, they kick the ball and then they figure, well, I'm done now.
Yeah, you kick the ball and you wave to your mom.
Yeah, kick the ball and then, you watch somebody else do whatever. But no matter how many times I've suggested that we make all these kids watch every season of Ted Lasso, they just, for whatever reason, nobody takes my advice. So I just stand there quietly and I support the team, but I have to make a conscious decision not to yell out because I can just muddy the waters, I would be prone to doing that. I'd be prone to yelling out, but I don't, I'm not going to do that. So, but it was a good time, nothing was, there were no issues or anything like that, but it was, part of me was like, if this goes somewhere, I'm going to join in. Because all you need is somebody to break the seal, right?
Right.
It'd be different if it were boys soccer, and you don't want to hear that, but I hate to tell you it's true. It'd be different if it was boy. I played soccer when I was in the first grade, and I was terrible, but I liked playing. And so if somebody had been yelling at me, my dad wasn't yelling at me during soccer games. My dad wasn't a big sports guy. So when I was a kid, he would coach our T-ball team. But again, I was the kid who would knock the tee over, right, all the time. I just couldn't I couldn't negotiate the bat against the ball. It's like when friends of mine go, hey, we should go to Top Golf. I go, why? So I can stand there like a douche and embarrass myself for 2 hours. Like, yeah. I'm never going to make contact with the ball. Like, I'm sure for people who golf, Top Golf is probably super fun. It's like the batting cages, right? You get out there, you get some drives. I'm like, I won't make contact with the ball. It'll just be, why am I going to do it? I'm sure it would be super fun for you guys, but not for me. I'm not that guy. I don't golf. I would just be swinging the thing and but you never know. But sometimes you don't want to insert yourself into those situations. But when you get, permission from somebody else, if you're at one of those games. And who knows? You see these, viral video clips of dudes getting into it. I was reading a thing the other day about some, middle school basketball. I don't know what it was. It had to have been baseball or something. Where the dude, lays the 65-year-old ref out. You see these? Where they just, break the guy's jaw or something. How angry have you got?
Yeah,
There's a video around a couple of days ago. The ref,
yeah.
These are guys who are just in the community or they're there to help out or whatever. Maybe they used to work at Foot Locker, so they have the clothes. I don't know. But, the last story I wrote was a guy who was 65 years old, and some dad jumps up and, lays the dude out. And then they have to arrest that guy. And, I don't know what could possibly get somebody so upset. Fortunately, nothing like that happens at these games. But I might, last few games of the season, I think I might take up that mantle. I might be the guy who's, yelling and just, hey, who, I might be that guy. But we'll find out. I don't know. You know how I don't like to draw attention to myself, Bill.
No, you hate it. You hate
I
it.
hate it.
Hate having attention on you.
That's why I asked them to take my name off the van.
Why don't we change the name of the show?
What?
You want to change the name of the show?
And
we don't even have that van anymore.
And then I said, you know what? That's not enough. Get rid of the van altogether. And they said, you're never going to believe this, but we are doing just that. I said, finally. But they assured me it had nothing to do with what I said. I got to take a break. If you want to send a text, 35192 to do that, Alan.